Hey, how are you? Look at these cute little makeup bags that I had in my stash. I bought a pack of like, I don't know, 20 or 25 of these a long time ago, and I haven't done a whole lot with them. So I use them randomly, but I thought, you know what? I have some extra I have all of this like little sample makeup stuff in my bathroom, and I'm always trying to find a way to get rid of this stuff. Okay, so at Christmas time, it is the best time for me to do that because I can pawn it off onto my sister and my daughter and my niece. Okay, so actually, and my niece Caitlin's friend, I figured could use one of these too. So I'm gonna make one of these. Hi Brownie, hi Tammy, welcome ladies. Keyword is bloom. Okay, this is the transfer we're gonna use tonight. It is called Bloom and Grow. It's from the launch. It's so pretty. I love these flowers. Look how pretty they are. They're like etched roses. So we're going to try and not make a mess here tonight. And we're going to just begin at the beginning, and we're going to use all 4 of these flowers, okay? So I'm going to just start by putting that transfer right down there. Now, I didn't fuzz it or anything, okay? On fabric, you do not have to fuzz. You can just go right in. We're going to use Tide. I know this is not a regular flower color, but any opportunity I have to use Tide, I take it, okay? And none of these girls, well, my niece is sort of girly, right? But none of them are super girly. And I think this is perfect to force them to carry something flowery around with them, but not something pink. Does that make sense? That's not too girly. And they can put whatever they want in this little bag. It could be a pencil bag. It can be a little like feminine products bag. It can carry a toothbrush and a few little things for like an overnight type situation. Or it can be a little makeup bag. However they want to use it, I'm happy. And getting rid of these products is really my goal. So, okay, there's my first flower. Look how simple that was. We're going to set that one to the side and do the next one. And I'm going to try my best not to make a mess here with this ink. Okay, I did put some parchment inside of these bags to keep this from bleeding, but they're canvas and I really don't think I'm going to have a problem. I just don't want to potentially have an issue. Now, I am having a problem here, so let me see if I can keep from getting ink all over the place and put that parchment down like that. There we go. Just to keep, oops. No, I'm going too far. Okay. I don't want to get ink everywhere. Hi, Kimberly. How are you? Hi, Stephanie. Welcome. I hope you guys are all ready for Christmas, y'all. It is here, basically. I'm shocked at how quickly this happened. I swear it was Thanksgiving yesterday. And now here we are, a week out from Christmas. I still have gifts to wrap. I have some that are still in the mail coming. Amazon's supposed to be delivering tomorrow. I actually also have Christmas decor items that are still coming to me too, because my friend made me feel guilty about it. Hi Marie, how are ya? Welcome. My friend gave me a guilt trip when she was here this weekend about my Christmas decor not being up to par. So we are hosting Christmas this year, so I had to place a quick Amazon order. And I don't care that it's only going to be up for like 4 days. Maybe we'll leave it up to the first of the year just for good measure, but it'll be fine. Everything will be great. I'm not stressed at all. I am procrastinating on a bunch of things, so that's fun. Let me see if I can find somewhere to set this transfer for a second. Look at that flower. Okay. Again, I'm going to just Place those over there. We'll heat set them all at the same time, okay? All right. You haven't started shopping. Oh my gosh, I'm stressed for you. I did. Most of my shopping is done, thank God. Because I'd really be freaking out right now if it wasn't. But I had some last minute things that I went ahead and bought. And, you know, I can't resist. I have a problem. And I love buying stuff for people, so that doesn't help my situation at all. All right, here we go. Put this one down. And just a little bit of ink goes a long way. Okay, you don't need a ton. Try to do your best to spread that ink and just pull it with your squeegee. That's the best way I can describe it. To like drag it all the way through your silk screen so that you use all of the ink that you have on, same with paste, okay, on the transfer, and then you can put back whatever you didn't use, okay, and write it back into the ink jar. And you can reuse that later. Ooh, this one's pretty. It's like a tulip, I think, maybe. I don't know if that's a tulip, but it sort of looks like it could be. All right, last one. And just so happens I've got 4 girls and 4 flowers here. Let me grab, I have another small piece of parchment that I can use to... That's not where I needed to put it. I don't know why I put it there like that. Cover up my transfer, so I mean my surface, so I can hopefully not spread ink all over where I don't want it. And if I do, it's fine. It'll be fine. Hi Bev, how are you? Hey Anita, how are you doing? All right. So yeah, just last minute gifts, and these would be great for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, y'all. This stuff is coming up. Okay, and if you don't believe me, I'm telling you, Thanksgiving was literally a week ago. And now we are at Christmas and I'm not ready. I've got tons to do. I saw a meme earlier that said like, oh, there's only like 357 small tasks to do in the next couple of days to be ready for Christmas. And that's how I'm feeling. Really, really stressed out. Okay, there's my last one. Now, I'm going to go ahead. My nose is itchy, sorry. And I'm going to heat set these, okay, real quick. I have my heat press. I'm going to actually reduce this temperature to 305, or yeah, 305 is good. I am going to put this ink away before I mess it up. Before I mess something up, I'm going to. I can feel it. And then clean my hands. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Anita. Thank you. All right. Now, I'm going to dry this a little bit. I don't know. I'm reaching for my thing. I'm not quite ready. Now, this dryer is not going to dry this entirely, okay? But I am going to dry it a little bit. Just for fun, okay? Hopefully that'll help me keep from smearing it or smudging it or doing anything silly with it. Now, it's not going to dry it entirely, okay? So just keep that in mind. It's still going to be wet until you heat set it. Now, you don't have to have a heat press, and you certainly don't have to have a big heat press like the one I have. I have the 9x9 Cricut press. You don't have to have one like this, okay? You can definitely get one. I'm doing 30 seconds at 305. You can get one. Yeah, me too, Rose. Me too. I'm there. That's what I'm doing here. And my house is not dirty. I mean, the toilets could maybe use a little scrub. But I need to clean out the garage. Well, it's not that bad, okay? I need to move some things around in the garage just to get it organized so that we can use part of the garage. And the other thing that's stressing me is that I heard it's supposed to rain this weekend. And my house is not tiny, but if we're all cramped in my house, I'm going to be even more stressed out to the max, okay? 100% stressed like no other, because I want people to be comfortable, and I don't think they will be. So I'm going to run this one more time. My ink's a little bit thick. I'm not even going to go for the full 30, but that's my first one. Now I'm going to leave this parchment in here because we're going to use the words off of that transfer also, okay? Now, just set that parchment right down there, and 30 seconds hopefully will do it. And if not, we can always come again, or go again, okay? It's not going to hurt it to go again. I do like to heat set in between layers, but anyways, if you don't have a heat press, you don't have to have one. You can use an iron, okay? Just let these dry for about 24 hours just overnight, okay? Let them lay out flat, and then the next day, come along with your iron on medium-high heat. I didn't even start that timer. See how that works? Medium-high heat for about 4 minutes, okay? And I want you to move that iron over your whole design, okay? And as you do that, it will be heat setting it. All right, there we go. Hey, Brooke, how are you? We're using the Bloom and Grove transfer. It's from the launch. If you haven't ordered from the launch yet, take advantage of the extra 20% off of orders $75 or more through tomorrow. Okay, that offer is going to be gone tomorrow. Look how pretty that looks. And I'm going to just set that one over there. And then we're going to come... Yeah, my ink was a little bit thick, so try not to layer it as thick as I did here, okay? Definitely recommend that you go as light as possible because it just makes the ink thick. It still looks really good, okay? But you want it to be thin, okay? Not cakey, thin and pretty. And it still will work great. This shirt is driving me nuts today, y'all. Anywho, I had a long day today, and, you know, I'm stressing. I've got holiday stuff going on at work. Trying to get things done, like put a bow on everything before the end of the week. And then we all are off on Monday and Tuesday, and it's like, I'm stressed about that too, because I have stuff that needs to get done, and I don't want to do it. If I'm being real honest with you, I don't want to do anything. I just want to go become the couch, okay? Sorry, my nose is itching. I don't want to do a single thing around this house or for work or for anything else, okay? That's my mode through the end of the year is how I'm feeling. And there's lots to do. I'm looking at my craft room right now, and oh goodness gracious. I'm probably just going to close the door in here when everyone's here, because it's a nightmare. It is literally the things that my nightmares are made of. Look how pretty that is. Last one. Yeah, so hopefully, I don't think it's just me that has a mess of a craft room, but this one is bad. And every time I clean it, it goes right back to it immediately, basically. So that's the thing that happens to me. Well, see, the problem is I'm a hoarder, and I bring more stuff in before I've, like, done all of the organizing that needs to be done, if that makes sense. So, it's a situation around here. But that's okay. The holidays are almost here. I'm going to get a little time off from work, which hopefully will help me. I'm going to probably take off a little bit early on Friday so that I can bake and cook. Look how pretty that is. Okay, so now, well, I'm going to let that one cool. I'm going to go back to my first one that I heat set, okay? And I have my transfer here. Now, this thing's a mess, so let me show you really quickly. I'm going to just move all this over. So, when you're using ink, I do recommend that you clean your transfer because it makes a mess, okay? if you get ink, you'll get ink on your project. Like I was just trying to avoid doing a minute ago. So I'm going to show you. This is plain water in my spray bottle, okay? I'm just spraying it right on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a baby wipe to start. Now this is not the sticky side, okay? This is the non-sticky side. I'm just going to clean that extra ink off of there. That's going to help because then I'm not going to get ink all over my hands. And I won't clog up my board eraser cleaning that up, okay? So that helps to start with. Now I'm going to spray it down one more time. I'm going to come in with this board eraser, which is just a magic eraser basically with without chemicals, okay? So I got that wet too, and I'm just going to run that over my whole transfer. And then I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Now, if I'm doing this in a sink, I just run the water, okay? Put it in the basin of the sink and clean it in there. And same effect, right? But the water's running and all of this stuff is running down the sink, which is good. But when I do it in my room, it's a little different, but basically the same. It's the same concept. Now, I wanted to make sure that I got all the ink out of that silk screen, okay? And then I'm going to take my, in order to use it right away, I'm going to use my fuzzing cloth, the microfiber side of my fuzzing cloth, and I'm just going to dry that off, okay? And what's going to happen is, while this thing is wet, it's not going to feel like it's super sticky. And then all of a sudden, once you get it dry, that stick comes back, and I already feel it. It's like magic. Whenever they're wet, they don't feel like they're sticky. And then suddenly, it's extremely sticky, and then it's stuck to your hand. So, just like that. You gotta kind of peel it off your hand. And then, I'm ready to go. Now, this thing is good, clean, and good to use again. And what I'm gonna do is clean my hands up. Because even though I said I didn't want to get ink on my hands, I still ended up with some on my hands. All right, now, here we go. I have my first one right here that I showed you a second ago, okay? And what I want to do is I'm going to use this Bloom and Grow right here. I know it's hard to see. We're going to use that right next to this flower, okay? And I like to heat set in between, just so I don't have a potential smear or something like that I cause by setting another transfer down. Now you can do it and set the transfer down without it being a complete disaster, but if you can clean it, you might as well clean it. I would clean it, okay, in between. Just makes it easier to mess with, okay? Take that from somebody who has messed up plenty of projects. That's cute. Okay, and that's that. So, I'm going to just take my heat press. I'm going to go ahead and press this, and then this one will be done. Hi, Amy. How are you, love? Welcome. Thanks for joining me. All right, 30 seconds at 3:05. We'll have this thing heat set and ready to go. And then at the end, we'll load up all these little products that I have for my girls. Hopefully none of them are watching. I don't think any of them really watch me regularly anyways, so that's good. Little brats, they need to be watching me, but that's okay. Okay, so there's the first one. Super simple. I can go ahead and pull my parchment out now and set this over here. These both have ink on them. I'm going to throw that away so I don't mess it up or make a mess. And then, now, this is where it's going to be tricky because now I've got a transfer that's used. And I'm going to try and use it again and hopefully, you know, I say that and then I just don't trust myself, okay? At least I'm going to clean it a little bit. I'm not even doing like a full-on clean job, okay? Just the basics, all right? That actually didn't do a terrible job. Okay. So that I don't get ink all over myself and my project. And then a quick dry. That was literally just a baby wipe. Okay. My fuzzing cloth is dragging all kinds of stuff out of my drawer with it. Showing y'all my dirty little secret of how messy this drawer is too. So, I tell you, this room's a nightmare. It is what keeps me up at night. It is, but that's okay. All right, now, ooh, I need to be careful. There we go. And boom. Or bloom, actually. Okay, bloom and grow. I love that sentiment. I think my girls will like it too. And again, 30 seconds, 305. Or let these hang out overnight and use an iron. You can use one of these little small ones too. Okay. Just do it for 30 seconds if you're going to use a heat press. And if you're using an iron, it's about 4 minutes. Make sure that you move it around. Use some parchment just like I'm using. Or one of those Teflon pads. I don't have one of those. So I go through parchment like crazy, but that's okay. I do reuse it. This is super cute. Now, these girls are lucky I like them a lot because I'm liking these so much that I want one for myself now. And now I'm going to have to buy some more of these makeup bags. So I did buy them on Amazon in like a 20 pack or something, or 15 pack, something like that, because I like them and I like to use them randomly. Plus they make fabulous gifts. Okay, these little bags do. They make it so easy to give a quick little gift to any girl or lady in your life, or, I mean, boys like things too, you know. Little trinket bags or whatever. All right, now we're gonna go right down here. Just finding a place that's not where the flower is not covering the words, because I want you to be able to read it. And I'm trying to be real careful when this flower comes in down here because I don't want to make a boo-boo and accidentally have another leaf. But you could layer these flowers. You could do all kinds of stuff in different colors, or in black would be really, really pretty. Because they're like, they have that etched effect, you know? They're so pretty. All right, 30 seconds one more time. And then last one will be in just a second. We'll load these up and I will take them in there and add them to the pile of stuff that needs to be wrapped up. And I gotta go to Dollar Tree this weekend and get some little gift bags. I have these really cool gifts that I made with my laser for my niece and my aunts and my cousins. And so I need some way to gift those. Look how pretty that is. Now this one, as you can see, the ink I didn't do a great job on the bee. I could lay that transfer back down. Let me show y'all how to do that actually. So I'm going to clean this. Let me lay this down here. Clean this thing up. And I'll show you how to fix that, okay? That bee that wasn't quite being a bee, okay? It wasn't being. So, 305 is what I'm using. And it works pretty good for this canvas type material. It also works good for the Chalk Couture pillowcases. So you can use that same setting. 30 seconds at 305. And it won't discolor your bags. Okay, so this is heat set. But look at this bee. Okay, it's not good enough. Now what I'm going to do, I clean my transfer. Okay, it's good and clean. There's nothing in the silk screen. I'm going to take that and I'm going to just lay it right over. Okay. I'm going to match it up perfectly with my letters. Now, that's not matched up, so let me move this over a little bit. Okay. I'm going to match it up perfectly, and I'm going to press it down again. I'm going to do it just like I like this is my first time, okay? I'm going to go over the entire design again. And I went ahead and heat set it so that I wouldn't smudge it or anything, okay? But it was not good enough, so I needed to do it again and literally right over that ink that I just put down, okay? Now, everything's the same. I went over it and boom. Y'all, that looks better. My B is fixed, okay? And you can't even tell that I had almost no B there to begin with, okay? Now you can do that with any of our designs too. No matter what it is, just clean the transfer, lay it back down, and go back over it again. You can do that with chalk paste and with ink. This ink is permanent, okay? It's washable. Use it for shirts, tea towels, these makeup bags all day long, and you can throw them in the washing machine and clean them. It is permanent, so do not get it on your clothes or on something that you don't want it on, okay? Cannot stress that enough because it will stain your clothes. Look how cute. Perfectly easy to do. Oh, now I gotta clean this one more time. Okay, this is the last one. Remember, we did that other one twice because I messed up the words, but that's a great opportunity to be able to show y'all how to fix. If you find that it's not showing up good enough, if you missed a spot, you know, even as you're pulling it up, you can just set it back down, okay? And go over it again. And your mess will be gone. Just like that. Okay, so let me just dry this really well. And see how sticky this thing is? It was not feeling sticky a minute ago whenever I got it really wet. It's super weird to me that that's how that works, because I swear the first time I washed one of these transfers, I went to go pick it up after I got done washing it and it was soaking wet, and I'm like, that's not sticky at all. I'm worried. And then it dried and it was the stickiest thing I had ever felt. Okay, so now let me show you this other way to do this. Now, I think I did a pretty good job on this ink job, but as I'm pulling this up, I'm just going to verify that this is good, okay? I'm pulling it up slowly, and I'm going, yeah, that looks good. Now, if I didn't like it, I just lay it back down like that. And then I go, oh, my M looks a little not. The M's not M'ing, okay? And then I'm going to pick it up again, and boom, my M is good to go, okay? Seriously, it looks perfect. And it wasn't perfect a second ago because I just set it right back down. And if it's still stuck there in that same position, you can easily do that with ink or with paste, okay? As you're pulling it up, just lay it back down and do it again, okay? Now, this is the 9x9 Cricut heat press. You don't have to have this, okay? They have plenty of inexpensive ones on Amazon, or you can just use an iron, like I said. Don't go out and buy a bunch of expensive craft supplies. That is not why we're here. This is also a heat mat, okay? Don't just heat set right directly on your thing. Use a ironing board or a folded up towel or something to protect your surface, okay? I don't want to hear about you melting your table or who knows what, okay? Now, that's good. It's heat set. We're good to go, okay? We are good to bloom and grow, my friends. Now, throw that down there, and then let's put these bags together. So I have 4 of them here, okay? I have all different kinds of stuff, and I don't care who gets what. I really don't. I'm just going to, now I have 4 girls, and I want it to be even, so I'm going to try and not unevenly space them, okay? Let's see. Oh. Now, That one's kind of a little too tall, but that's okay. This is perfect. So now each of my girls will get a little something something, okay? And they can go home and pamper themselves and relax at their homes after the hustle and bustle of Christmas is over. Let me show you this one. It's a little bit easier to see. Look how cute that is. All right. So comment the word bloom to get the stuff to make this, y'all. Super simple ink projects. Ink is not anything to be afraid of. So don't be scared. Give it a go. And use the code SAVE20 to save 20% on your purchase tonight, okay? I love you all. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Good night.